What's the first thing you guys want to know?
How to shut the alarm off.
All right. We've currently got the bypasses on, so it won't make noise in the building whatsoever. So we'll use the pull station right here. Eric's got a bunch of the D keys. I'll get those to you. So, of course, someone does a pull station, they're not going to normally pull it. Whenever we do it the cheating way.
Okay.
So if you decide to do a fire drill, you'll have a B key that you can use. Set the system into alarm. We all heard it this morning. So we're familiar with the sound of it. Now you've got two enunciators, one by the office and then one by the other entry for the gym.
Yes.
So you got those two enunciators. Right now those are beeping also. Those are giving you the same display, responding the same way as this panel is. So you can go to those, or you can come straight back here, whichever one. So you come in, you'll press fire alarm acknowledge. It'll say global acknowledge. It'll tell you the location of where the alarm went off. These are all labeled by the drawings. So if eventually you find out you want better locations, let us know. We can come in and we can change them. So if you get kind of confused on where they are, because each device in the building has a specific address, specific location that's assigned with it. So we can pinpoint it better after some time of being in the building and everything like that. So we can get it closer to making sense of what you want it to make sense of.
Oh, okay. So how it's labeled.
Right, because like I say, right now it's going off the architectural print.
Okay.
Room numbers off of that.
Gotcha.
So it'll come up and it'll tell you where it's at and what it is. That was a pull station. Smoke detector will come up and say smoke. Duct detector would be duct detector. Actually, your duct detectors in the building on the air handlers will come in as a supervisory. They will not come in as an alarm. They are just, anymore, a lot of times those are set up so if there's work being done and the dust gets sucked up into the air handler, you're not dumping the building. So once the alarm comes in, you go and you verify nothing's going on there, everything's fine. Of course, the alarm's going to go off at that same time. Now the fire department here, is it a volunteer fire department? Yes. Basically? All right. Like say in Omaha, typically if the fire alarm goes off, you've already noticed where it is, you've gone and researched it, found out there is not an emergency going on. The fire department in Omaha doesn't always like it to be silenced until they get there. But since it's a volunteer fire department, you could probably go ahead and you can hit alarm silence. Alarm silence in progress is what it will say. It'll take it about 30 seconds to a minute or so, maybe. Then at that point, it'll shut the horns off from doing the whoop that it does. The strobes will still flash. So at least by alarm silence, you can kill the whoop sound. So at least it's not bugging everybody. The whoop sound's not as bad as some of them where you can hear just a constant horn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So alarm silence will shut off the sound. The strobes will continue to flash. Once you discovered it's a false alarm, a kid decided to go pull a pull station, you can come back and do system reset. Just hit it one time. It'll tell you system reset in progress. Takes about a minute or so. You would think with the advancement of these that it would be a little quicker, but it's got to go through and it checks everything. Once it sees it's all cleared, your fire alarm will go off. No alarms present. System reset is complete. You can exit. At this point, typically this would be system is normal. Its normal display will say system normal. It'll show the day of the week, the date, the time. So in its normal state, these are going to be not lit up. Supervisors, we have two supervisories at the moment. That's the sprinklers systems being worked on. These are the troubles because I have this bypassed and we're chasing another issue yet. Now, as with any new building, eventually there's going to be some settling that starts to happen sometimes. This is your main panel here. You've got the two enunciators, one by the office, one by the gym entrance.
Mm-hmm.
In the elementary side, in the mechanical room back there, there's a beige box back there, simplex box. That's a what we call a 4009 NAC extender that runs strokes for the elementary. And then there's another one over here in the multi-purpose building.
Yeah,
By the girls' locker room over here.
Yeah, that little janitor's office.
So there's those two sub panels. Those two sub panels run strobes. They do anything else than that. They don't do anything else other than that. There are sets of batteries in both of those. The panel does monitor those batteries. If those batteries are typically good for about 3 to 4 years. Sometimes they'll go 5. But by code, they need to be replaced every 4 or 5 years, or upon manufacturer recommendation. All manufacturers say 4. But if those batteries start to go low, it will cause a trouble. It'll come in and tell you low battery, and it'll tell you which one it is. Under normal circumstances, you're not going to have too many troubles that pop up. Typically, like I say, sometimes with the settling of the building, you may get some shorts that start to come up every now and then. Ground faults could pop up. Not uncommon. It happens. You do also have the voice system. So what you can do with this is voice system. You can come back here. You can make any. You don't want to use it as like a paging system. It's not designed for that. But say for example, you have an event going on in the gym, tornado warning. You need to get out. You can come back here, grab your mic. All speaker talk. Once that light comes up, press the button. You'll hear the ding. It'll give you like 3. And it'll tell you it's ready to talk. May I have your attention, please? Just testing the audio system on fire alarm panel. This is only a test. So you can make an announcement. There's a tornado warning. We need to go to the nearest shelter, or any other type of instance that you need to make a page about. Other than using that, you can come back here for that if you needed to.
And this is the only location for the speaker.
It's only a location for the mic.
A mic.
Yep, when you're done, just hit that one again, and it'll clear out. Not uncommon. It will give me some of that.
Now these are pre-programmed for evacuation, fire, and all of that. No, they aren't.
There is the only thing that can be programmed at the well. You can have specialized messages put on. This wasn't set up for any specific special messages yet, but it could be done eventually. So,
So like in a fire pole or something, this is a fire, please
you'll just get your
evacuate.
whoop that you get.
Okay, so,
Because the messages that are here now reference elevators.
oh,
It doesn't have like a low rise and a high rise. So it says, please do not use the elevators and leave by the nearest stairs
sure.
or exit. Just not to confuse anybody, and everybody will pretty much know you don't have
Elevators.
an elevator, but that's why at the present moment the fire marshal is okay with just the whoop.
Okay,
But if you do want a specific message eventually, that could be added in here where you come back here, this would be like a tornado. This one would be, heaven forbid, active shooter. But And especially,
You'd have to come back here to push the
you'd have to
button.
come back here to push button. Usually something like active shooter, if that is ever an instance or an intruder of some sort, it's best to have that set up on the paging system in the office. The last place you want to come to is here. You never know where you're running.
Yep.
But this could eventually be set up to do tornado.
Okay.
Or it can also be set up probably on your intercom system too. You can do it either or. Otherwise, I mean, that's the basics.